What's up, you guys? Sean Ross Sapp, Fightful.com. You've seen me interview this guy before, but it was over the computer in your house, and it was a really big house. And
it's huge. It's enormous.
And your internet didn't reach all the way. It was so big.
It's colossal.
It is colossal, but I've seen the social media posts. You say it's hard being you. I'm the last person at this junket that gets to interview you. You could say it's hard to be me.
Yeah, you don't understand is actually technically the way the line goes if we quote it. Okay. But I was just going to say that is something that I have been doing while I've been off television. Obviously, I'm in a transitional period. My brother obviously had knee surgery and he was out, and now while I'm in a transitional period, I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put some ideas out there. I'm going to go ahead and kickstart what I'd like to do creatively coming back. And that whole concept was developed because with social media, I have this saying, like social media, the best thing about it is it gives everyone a voice. Yeah. The worst thing about it is it gives everyone a voice. So it's like on social media, you can see like people will complain about anything, even if the scenario isn't even that bad. So that was kind of like my mindset behind doing this, trying to stay on the pulse of like pop culture and like society and like what's going on. And like you have this guy, Matt Hardy, who's been doing this 27 years, who has this pretty nice life overall, who lives in this, enormous house, Anyway, but like there's a snag in my day, snag one, snag two, snag three. What if that's all he complains and bitches about, so that was the whole mindset behind that.
And that's kind of been your MO throughout your career. Like when people would expect you to have a lull in your career, it's like, well, there's Mattitude. Well, there's Matt Hardy Will Not Die. Well, there's Big Money Matt. There's Broken. There's this. There's a lot of different things. Like, do you have like even into the future like ideas in your head? Like, okay, I can pivot to this if I need to.
Yes. I have at least two other good things like in mind right now. And that's the important thing, especially for me now, because I am much more entertainment driven than I am athletically driven. So it's important for me to have those things. And also as an artist, that's very cathartic for me. And I enjoy being able to like come up with this cool creative idea and then like apply it to something. And that's what it takes to survive in this day and age, because the people's attention spans are so short. Characters constantly have to change and evolve constantly.
Yeah, you mentioned being more entertainment-driven. I think 20 years ago, nobody would have expected you or your brother or like anybody involved in those types of matches that you were to be involved. What do you think that says about your longevity as an entertainer, not just a wrestler?
It says at some point I got a little more wise. I smartened up. No, I mean, it's just like, first coming in, we were young, hungry kids, and especially healthy. And, we got to go out and they trusted and gave us this opportunity to go out on the SummerSlam stage in 2000 and allowed us to be trailblazers and break this new ground and do this incredible match with tables, ladders, and chairs and do these ungodly stunts and whatnot. And it was really like, for us, we had no idea how much we were cementing our legacy at that point. Like looking back, that TLC became a staple in WWE history, in the industry. Every other company copied that match in some way, shape, or form. And, there's a pay-per-view event called TLC, and it was all stemming from that match and our accomplishments in it. So I'm very honored to have that. But then as time goes on and your body changes, you have to change as well with your thought process and the way you apply your skills to the ring.
What does Vince McMahon think of the Broken Universe? How do those conversations go?
Yeah, when I first was going to do Woken Matt Hardy, I had to talk with him for 30 minutes, and I kind of explained the whole Broken Universe deal. I don't think he understands it completely. A lot of it, part of it is based off different various TV shows I watched, and it's very Deadpool driven. Like Broken Matt Hardy winks at the audience and kind of breaks the fourth wall, and I don't know if that's something Vince really enjoys or likes to do a lot or whatever, unless like maybe it's his specific idea. I think it was very involved, and I don't think he got it all. I know when he watched the Ultimate Deletion, he said, well, people seem to like it. I don't know if I get it. But like the thing that I do give Vince credit for is that he allowed me to do it. He allowed me to have that Ultimate Deletion and did give us an opportunity to do that. And internally it was a success, and it did well. In
the same way, I'm kind of curious as like how a Bray Wyatt or a Jeff Hardy react, because a lot of this is just you coming up with this, and you got to lay it out to them sometime. And we know that you and Jeff have very different personalities. You and Bray have different personalities. How do they react to that? Do they see the vision, or do they take some convincing?
I'm not sure Jeff did it first, but once he got into it, and once he was broken and he was Brother Nero, he was all about it, and he loved it. He really did enjoy it. Bray and we're much more on a similar thought process. I'm a big fan of Bray's creative process. And I love the Fiend, and then the duality of the Firefly Funhouse character as well. How it gives him some range, and it's very similar in many ways to the Broken Universe. And I feel like with 5 hours of live television programming, variety is good. Variety is very good.
And now we see all these other companies on TV, so it's content. Do you ever see people, I mean, obviously you're a creative guy, and I've heard you say you'd be interested in the creative team or doing something creative after your in-ring career is over. Do you ever go to people and like kind of give them input, have these ideas that you have for yourself and provide for others?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, that's not really my job or capacity now, but no, there's times I'm definitely open to giving my insight or my opinion if someone is interested in having it. And I have a pretty good grasp on that. Like, I understand what professional wrestling is at its core. It's like a competition, and you really need to get like this bad guy that you want to have like some sort of one up on the good guy and see the good guy overcome the odds. I mean, that is wrestling at its core, and when you have great athletes, you make amazing matches. But then there's also stuff that is attractions, and there's stuff that's variety, and there can be a cruiserweight division, and there can be, the 24/7 thing is super entertaining, and I think it's great variety for the show as well. But there's just, it's entertainment when it's all said and done, and I think if you have variety, that is what it takes to keep viewers invested now for a long amount of time.
As we wrap up, Shane Helms back in the fold, a fellow North Carolina guy, road agent. Has he agented one of your matches? And if so, what's that like, having kind of a contemporary guy you grew up with doing that?
He has been around. He actually is on the Raw side of things now, so I don't see him typically. But no, he's got a great mind, and I really can't compliment him enough. We've obviously been friends for 25 years, but he is definitely a great contribution to the professional wrestling industry.
Matt Hardy, I want to thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're out.